take a look at the top left of the screen and you'll see ranking. And then if you look at each individual series on the screen here, you'll see a number associated with them. For instance, Chainsaw Man has a number 1, and you look all the way to the right, you will see number 5 underneath Drama Queen, the new series that is in Jump Plus. Now, I covered this manga a few days ago. I did a first impressions of the chapter and talked about the controversy that was around the series that everybody was having a problem with. Well, it seems like thanks to a variety of different factors, probably controversy as well, the series is doing rather well for itself. I mean, the fact that it is here in the top 5 on Jump Plus or Manga Plus, the site, and it literally is having numbers that is almost on par with Dandadan, and then it's only like, you know, it's still a lot, but it's still off about 190,000 from Chainsaw Man, but it's at least about halfway of Chainsaw Man's numbers. I do think that is very telling of its popularity on the site, because there is a vast amount of series on this site. Like, you just scroll down, you'll see a bunch of different stuff that is here that you can read on Manga Plus. And so the fact that Drama Queen is doing this type of numbers so early on, I do think that it is potentially here to stay. Regardless of the controversy or the potential sensitive content or the topics around it, it seems that there is an audience forming around Drama Queen. And so let's talk about a few things. So first up, you know, now that a few days have passed since Drama Queen has come to an end, there's been a lot more time to really think about how that first chapter was and see what collectively the internet has to say about it. Now, to be fair, a lot of the internet is very mentally ill, and so they still cannot fathom separating reality from fiction, but they also can't fathom that someone can make a very dark story that is very controversial and be probably an angel in real life. People can't fathom that. They always think that if an author writes something truly dark and messed up, that must mean that the author is a messed up individual. That is not the case. Two separate things separate the author/writer from the actual art or the work. Big deal there, but obviously a lot of people can't do that. The point I'm trying to get at is that Drama Queen has been in the public eye for the past few days now, and one of the big topics I've seen spawn from its first chapter is if it's going to make it. Now, to be fair, this is Jump Plus and not Weekly Shonen Jump. Weekly Shonen Jump, as we know, has, like, you know, One Piece, Sakamoto Days, Undead Unluck, you get the point. It has titles that are on a weekly release, and Shonen Jump is very competitive with their series. For instance, if it doesn't do well very quickly in like 5 to 10 chapters, it's probably going to be booted out of the magazine. Makes sense from a company perspective, but a lot of series don't get time to really grow and flourish because Jump is always looking for that next big hit, and so they're instantly going to boot a series out if it's not making a lot of numbers. There's a reason why Kagurabachi is still around. It's moving, it's making a lot of money for Shonen Jump, it is potentially getting an anime very soon. I mean, there is talks of an anime already in the works. I'll probably make a video on that sometime tomorrow. But what I'm trying to get at is that Shonen Jump is very competitive. And I'm not saying that Jump Plus isn't. It's a very competitive magazine as well. But there is a lot more leniency when it comes to series. They're able to stick around a little bit longer and not have to follow the standard template of a shonen series in Weekly Shonen Jump. So, we enter into Drama Queen. As I said, the big topic, will it make it? And obviously, at this time, it is technically still early to tell. But if we have numbers to go on, just alone, the fact that it's in the top 5 on this site, and this is an official site, by the way, this isn't an illegal site or anything like that, this is an official site where you can read the chapter for free, not a sponsor, just gonna say that, I'm pointing this out for those that are wondering, but Drama Queen is clearly doing very well. It is being read by a lot of people. I see people that don't normally actively participate in manga culture or read manga series diving in and talking about Drama Queen. Hell, I've seen big streamers talk about the series. One in particular as of late that even reacted to my video I made a few days ago was Tectone. He actually reacted to my Drama Queen video, and he even said he actually wanted to start the series. It's very clear that there is a big audience that is growing and forming around Drama Queen, and it makes a lot of sense because it doesn't try to hold back its punches. It's not trying to play it safe. It is being a very gritty, dark story. The characters are obviously not good people, and there is nothing wrong with that. It's been a while since we've had characters like that, and I'm actually going to take words from Tectone and what he said when I was watching his reaction to my video. He said that he is tired of the standard template of a loser character getting very powerful and all that. He wants characters that are just straight up mean, straight up evil, very bad individuals. And you know what? I kind of agree with that. I think that's more or less why I really like Chainsaw Man. I'm not saying that, like, Denji is a quote-unquote horrible person, but he is definitely not a righteous entity. I think anyone that is up to date with Chainsaw Man knows this. He's not evil, but you get my point. What I'm saying is I do think that there has been a very big lack of evil characters in the mainstream media for a very long time. Now, evil characters as in protags, for clarification. Not like villains, but protags being villainous, so to speak. And I think Drama Queen has a very good chance of doing something that is going to stand out. Because, like, you look at the current themes within, let's say, Jump Plus and Weekly Shonen Jump, there's clearly a trend for dark fantasy and supernatural. I mean, let's look at, like, the rise of Demon Slayer, let's look at the rise of JJK, Chainsaw Man, you see it. And Dandadan is now a new recent example. You know, people are looking for the very darkish supernatural fantasy stories. Very similar to Bleach, honestly. And it really just goes to show why Bleach is probably resurging with a lot more popularity in these last few years, is because it's now becoming more well-known, or it's gaining more publicity, because the time period is just right for Bleach's success. Because you go back about 10-12 years ago, obviously Bleach was popular when, like, Naruto and One Piece and Bleach were coming out at the exact same time in terms of chapters. But Bleach, let's be honest, Bleach fans, I'm a Bleach fan too, but it definitely was the least popular out of the three, at least talked about. Now, I don't exactly have the numbers to put side by side, but it's very apparent. And I think one of the big reasons for that was because Bleach was a series that fundamentally wasn't straight up catering towards kids. Now, I'm not saying that Bleach isn't catered towards younger audiences, but it's very clear by Kurosaki Ichigo as a character, and it's some of the themes within it, and then also having more of an adultish MC, Ichigo, it's clear that it was ahead of its time. It's like, if Bleach would have came out around the same time period as maybe something like JJK or Demon Slayer, I think that it would have become extremely popular and would have had a chance. However, I could potentially not say the same if something like maybe One Piece or even Naruto came out in this time period. I do think that they probably would not make it. Now, I'm not saying those series are bad. I'm just saying in the current modern space of Weekly Shonen Jump, I don't know if something like One Piece or Naruto can make it, because of just the fundamental themes of what people are now looking for within their manga. Now, obviously, we're never going to see that reality because One Piece and Naruto are very popular, but I'm just trying to make a point here, is that Bleach and these other series have become very popular thanks to just the trend shift into dark fantasy supernatural stories. People are wanting characters that are not necessarily goody-goody two-shoes. And that's one of the big complaints I've always seen about Demon Slayer, is that people don't like Tanjiro. Now, I'm not going to get into that whole debate, but a lot of people don't like Tanjiro because he just tries to be a very good person, which is nothing wrong with that. There's a place for those type of characters and stories, but, people didn't like Tanjiro because he was always trying to say all these demons, he didn't want to make them suffer, or he didn't want to kill them off, or anything like that. He always wanted to feel bad for them when they've done despicable acts. And then you look at something like, let's say, JJK, Itadori Yuji, his story, I mean, without spoiling, he's definitely not a goody-goody two-shoes. He is definitely a morally gray character, I would say. Like, I wouldn't say he's evil, I wouldn't say he's completely good. He definitely leans more good than evil, but he's definitely gray as a character, and that's one of the big reasons why people really started to enjoy JJK, because it had main characters that wasn't, like Tanjiro, very goody-goody two-shoes, but it still had that dark atmosphere. Then we go into Chainsaw Man, and I don't need to speak about Chainsaw Man. I think it's very apparent on how that one is and how unhinged Denji is. Then we go beyond that, we look at Dandadan and its current popularity in the anime space. A lot of people love Dandadan because it has that wackiness of like Chainsaw Man, but that dark aspect that they want from stories, aka like JJK or Bleach or Demon Slayer and stuff like that, that just the atmospheric nature of it, that's what people want. So I think that in general, Drama Queen is coming out at a time period, and I know this has been very long-winded, please forgive me on that, but Drama Queen is coming out now in a perfect time period where people are wanting something dark and messed up, supernatural, maybe sci-fi or whatever, or fantasy, but they don't want to follow a good person. And obviously the line has been pushed a little bit to get into morally gray characters mostly now, but now we just straight up have a bad MC, like a villainous MC. And I think that's what makes Drama Queen just such a fascinating manga so far, because we are not following good guys, and I think that's completely fine. I said this in my video, there is a reason why these series should exist, and I think they do deserve to exist. I think it's unique storytelling. Hell, one of my favorite series to read is Overlord, and anyone that reads that light novel, or if you've watched the anime, Ainz and his entire group is not good. They're not good people whatsoever. Like, if you have read the light novel, literally Demi has an entire skinning farm for humans, okay? That he calls them his sheep. He skins humans for parchment, for scrolls, okay? Man's evil. Straight up evil. But you don't see anyone trying to cancel that or shut that down. There is dark stories, and I love dark stories. Just seeing the twisted nature of characters and how far they will fall, and how people will react to how far they have fallen. And in this case, I am curious on who will be the antagonist within the story of Drama Queen. Will there be a twist, so to speak, where the aliens are actually evil, or are the aliens full-blown good guys? Will this turn into more of a satire comedy? There's many directions that Drama Queen can go to. And with all those twists, there's just so much potential, man. And I think that's why a lot of people are really jumping in on Drama Queen. And I'm willing to bet you, a lot of people that say they're not going to continue reading it, or a lot of people potentially hating on it publicly online, are potentially hating it publicly online, not to be called out or called messed up or something. Because people have gotten so sensitive, you can't have stories like this anymore. They want to shut it down instantly. And this series shouldn't be shut down. It should keep going and see how far it really can go. And I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, clearly the readership alone on the site just spells it out that it's incredibly popular. So I think it's more or less survive the axe, which is one of the big questions I started bringing up at the beginning of the video. It's definitely survived that. But Drama Queen, the story is something that I think out of all the current stuff I am reading, okay, it has the greatest potential out of all the current stuff. The only series I say that could theoretically compete with this right now, at least what I'm currently reading, in terms of the same feel and vibe, is Chainsaw Man, which I'm a big fan of Chainsaw Man. But I think that Drama Queen really has that aesthetic to push boundaries and layers and do stuff that we just do not see often anymore in storytelling in the West and even in the East. So I really want to see this series succeed. I do. I want to see what happens. Now with that being said, I do want to talk about the offer. That is something that I didn't really talk about much because I was just mainly doing the first impressions of the chapter. So I did some research and I looked up, Drama Queen and who is potentially working on this said story. And apparently this person called Kuraku Ichikawa, sorry if I butchered that, they are doing the story and art. So it's not a duo, it is someone doing the art and the actual story. So we're going back to tradition. But upon clicking, their actual profile, there is nothing else they have worked on. This is their first ever work. They have never done a one-shot. They have never done any other manga. And even authors that normally do art and stuff, they might even be potentially hentai artists in the past. There's a lot of mangaka that you'd be shocked have actually been those type of artists before they have written some of the most popular series in the manga industry. So, the fact that there is no work to go on leads me to believe a few things, or wonder a few things, correction. Either A, this is a pen name, which is very likely. I mean, he most likely has a pen name and this isn't their real name. or this really is a newcomer. Now, regardless, there is a link to their official social media account, and upon looking, it honestly, at first glance, I thought this was fake. I was like, there's no way this is a real account, because the last post was on August 13th. Obviously, today, at the current time we record this, is December 3rd. That's months ago. Go to the replies. That's literally the only thing they posted. They don't follow anyone. They got 600 followers, so I was like, you know what? Who's following this individual? I clicked on him, and I see that Mangaplus is following them, aka the people that, host the manga. So this is definitely the official account of the author, and obviously looking at the translation name, it's like KRKRRR, so once again, this could be a pen name or anything. So for all we know, this could be an actual author that we know of. It just, we don't really know what they have worked on. They're keeping their identity, so to speak, a secret, which is completely fine. Which actually gets into a completely different, separate genre, like drama and controversy, because there was like this woman, like, 3 or 4 days ago, maybe 5 days ago at this point, that wanted all authors to have their name and face put on the cover of their series because they should be labeled PDF files, which is crazy. Actually crazy stuff. I saw a lot of people call her out. I believe Asmongold called her out as well. But the point I'm getting at is pen names are to protect authors, because you have a lot of terminally online people that will attack said artist or author if they knew who they were. And so I think guarding themselves behind a pen name and not maybe their official name is definitely for the best. Now, one recent example of this is why this is important. Let's think of, Horikoshi, the author of My Hero Academia. That man is attacked every single day, and he's increasingly got more attacked ever since that new conclusion to My Hero Academia with the whole shipping pairs and stuff with Ochiko and Deku. You've seen it. Regardless if you love or hate My Hero Academia, you don't like the series, Horikoshi should not be getting such unhinged hate just because of a romantic pairing getting together, which is... People live in Delulu land. They really do. Anyways, I've been very long-winded with this video. The main point I wanted to get at is talk about my overall vibe and feeling I've been feeling about Drama Queen since it came out a few days ago, and just seeing the community's reaction to it. I do think the series is going to survive. I think that it's not going to be canceled. I think, in fact, that, in general, it might become one of the most popular manga. I have a suspicion. I could be wrong. I'm not like, I can't see the future, but I have a feeling. I don't know, just looking at the popularity and the comments around it, if it's able to land a very good story after the first chapter, it's going to be a home run. It's going to be a home run of a story. I'll leave it at that, though. But yeah, everyone that constantly supports me, I thank you so much. Be safe, stay healthy, and I love you guys. Chibi out.